When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And when a video game gives you a weapon, you use it to kill things. Okay, sometimes a video game weapon is a cool-looking but ultimately useless collectible you just keep in your inventory as a mark of pride. But mostly, it's for stabbing, jabbing, slicing, shooting, or clobbering enemies who would harm your character. Now, imagine for a moment that a game provided such a weapon, explicitly urged you to use it, and then pointed you in the direction of an enemy who doesn't actually appear to be an enemy at all. What would you do?
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
This is the opening scenario presented in Slay the Princess, a horror visual novel developed and self-published by Black Tabby Games. You play as an unnamed, unseen, and undescribed character whose sole objective is to, you guessed it, slay a princess. She's locked away in the basement of a cabin, and looks harmless enough at first glance. But according to the game's narrator, the world will come to an end if you don't kill her. With very little additional context offered at the game's outset, it's difficult to decide how to proceed. Do you place your faith in the narrator, or do you suspect he is misleading you? Should you give the princess a chance to explain her side of the story, and if so, should you believe her? How can you trust your interpretation of this situation when something as fundamental as your own identity is a complete mystery? This is a compact but impactful game about how our perceptions shape the world around us, weaving a surreal, philosophical plot from the simplest of setups.
I'm sure that whatever you settle on, it'll be the best possible decision you could have made.
Like most visual novels, Slay the Princess's gameplay consists only of clicking through dialogue and narration, making decisions along the way to determine how the story unfolds. The number of available paths to choose from varies widely from one situation or conversation to the next, but the game generally does a great job of anticipating and addressing a range of potential reactions to the material being presented. For example, I immediately had a long list of questions for the enigmatic narrator character, and I was eventually provided with opportunities to ask almost all of them. Whether or not his answers satisfied my curiosity is another matter entirely, but even the non-responses felt intentional and purposeful rather than a failure to provide adequate information.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
The world of Slay the Princess is a rather confined space. A path in the woods, a cabin, and not much else. But there's an impressive amount of detail and depth existing within it, creating an impression of ample freedom and flexibility despite the rigid boundaries set by the game's plot. The overall experience is something akin to viewing a sculpture or other three-dimensional art piece from various angles. From the front, you can discern the primary subject matter easily enough, but adjusting your vantage point reveals previously hidden facets, shifts different components into the foreground, and causes some pieces to align in ways that form new and interesting shapes. Speaking of art, Slay the Princess boasts an impressive collection of hand-penciled backgrounds and sprites by award-winning graphic novelist Abby Howard, whose striking signature style shines through even the most minimalist frames. Some light animation scattered throughout the game adds movement and flow to Howard's illustrations, breathing unsettling life into a few key characters. The writing is also fantastic, sometimes poetic and descriptive, sometimes punchy and humorous, sometimes raw and emotional. And it's underscored by a hauntingly beautiful soundtrack built around a musical theme that remains recognizable even as it's warped over the course of the game.
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
Another major highlight of Slay the Princess is that it's fully voice acted, with Jonathan Sims and Nicole Goodnight each doing an outstanding job of portraying a multitude of distinct yet connected personalities.
I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now?
Compared with Scarlet Hollow, Black Tabby's debut title, Slay the Princess leans more heavily on its dark content. If you picture the former game as containing several splashes of horror, the latter is almost fully immersed in it. That said, Slay the Princess's particular blend of psychological, cosmic, and body horror falls more on the side of eerie and dreadful than outright frightening, so it's a great pick for anyone who loves a grim tale but doesn't necessarily want or need something adrenaline-inducing. Beyond its horrific core, Slay the Princess is also a tragedy, a black comedy, an adventure, or even a love story depending on your point of view. Having completed several playthroughs, probably about 9 so far, I can tell you with confidence that there's no wrong way to approach Slay the Princess. No choice is incorrect, no ending is objectively better than the others, and each version of the princess character is captivating in her own way, though I personally have a soft spot for a certain void-dwelling lady with a creepy mask.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
You can treat the game as a complex thought experiment, carefully pondering the potential consequences of every option and attempting to engineer a specific series of outcomes. Alternatively, you can play as a straightforward choose-your-own-adventure story, putting yourself in the role of the protagonist, making judgments that feel true to your own ideals, and letting the chips fall where they may. Either way, Slay the Princess will make you wince, laugh, gasp, smile fondly, and, in all likelihood, devour it over and over again, eagerly searching for more perspectives to experience.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.